Stop trying to get clout off of my name and talking about me.
Do you see who's been professional and who's not?
I don't give a
Go drink you another, Casey.
honey, I ain't had nothing to drink.
Not yet. Not
I don't
yet.
know what you
Not
call
yet.
it.
You want to call out things? I can call it out.
I can call it out to you, meth head.
Whistleblowers are just the best, aren't they? When this situation came onto my radar, things were a little bit confusing. There were accusations of bullying, and supposedly there was this now deleted yet previously public fight that they had on a live stream, and this fabled live stream has somehow fallen into my lap. Was Beauty by Stephanie A LLC, as she's known on TikTok, bullied? What events actually led up to her unhinged outbursts? So guys, this is part 2 to the Stephanie A situation. My last video on this channel was also covering the first part of the situation, so if you haven't watched it, I implore you to do so. But I do have some updates. I do have some other things I want to talk about as well. I also have all the clips of Stephanie A's upline using her child's cancer to defend Farmasi, the multi-level marketing company that they're in. I have a clip of Stephanie going off on a recent live stream for like 10 minutes insulting one lady. It's wild. There's so much to go over, but before we do, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Factor. Factor is a meal subscription service that makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than it's ever been. With Factor, you'll get fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your doorstep. And each meal is masterfully crafted by their team of gourmet chefs using ingredients that you can feel good about. My favorite part about Factor is how easy it is. There's no meal planning, there's no grocery shopping, there's no prepping your ingredients. There's basically no cooking. All you really need is a few minutes, pop that bad boy in the microwave, and you have a delicious meal ready for you that will fit whatever dietary goal that you're trying to meet. As a working stay-at-home mom myself, this kind of convenience is very important to me. Plus, Factor as a subscription service is so flexible. You can change the size of your order or even skip a week whenever you need to. Honestly, this kind of service is a stay-at-home mom's dream, and that's why I love Factor. They give you a weekly menu of 35 different options, and you can pick from meals that are calorie smart, keto, protein plus, or even vegan and vegetarian. They also have over 60 add-ons per week that you can choose from. This time, they sent me a selection of their on-the-go juices, and it tastes like you just juiced it fresh yourself. This one is pineapple, turmeric, basil. It's really good. Like, I used to be a juicing girly, I don't know, like 12 years ago or something. And yeah, this tastes just like the stuff I would juice myself. And you know, you don't have to clean a juicer with Factor. That was the most annoying part about juicing. So that's what I like about Factor here. They do the juicing and the cleaning for me, and all I have to do is drink it. And then with takeout becoming just an entirely unaffordable option for so many people today, including myself, you can let Factor replace that part of your diet. It's cheaper and it tastes better. Like, I'll eat this loaded bacon shredded chicken any day over any takeout food. Seriously, this meal is so good. I've had it a few times and it slaps every time. And I'm always just in awe of how they manage to fit so much flavor into these meals, dude. So what are you waiting for? Try Factor today. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and then use the code 50 Savannah Marie at checkout to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50 Savannah Marie at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thank you so much, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into the ridiculousness. And when I say ridiculousness, it is ridiculous. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna watch is this secret recording that I just so happen to have. I don't even know how to prep you for it, guys. It is so catty and so bizarre. Also, the person who sent it, it's not the best quality video. Basically, you'll see what they did. They have a group chat going talking about this, and the person screen recorded the group chat instead of like actually sending the full videos. Sometimes you can see they're like scrolling and it gets like in a repeated loop and stuff, so it can be a little annoying to watch sometimes, but it's not like that all the time. So I just want to prep you for that. But yeah, so I will be, I guess, editing the irrelevant and repetitive stuff out just for time's sake. But again, if you haven't watched my last video, probably do that before you watch this, because it will probably make more sense. But here we go. Let's just press play and let the MLM drama begin.
And just because she had to say, like, hey guys, stop. You cannot do this in this group. She's the bad guy. And okay.
She's always the bad guy, Amber. She's always the bad guy, no matter what.
Can I speak? Can I speak now?
So this is actually going to start off, Stephanie is not in the video. This is a live stream that I'm assuming was streamed live to TikTok. One of these screenshots in here has like, because Stephanie is in the chat typing and responding to them. Eventually they're like, get on camera, Stephanie, and then she does show up. But right now it's basically Stephanie's upline, Amber. She's the one who we're going to get to later used her child having cancer to promote farmasi or to defend it or whatever. So she's in here once again defending Stephanie. And I also just find it so strange that when all of this went down with DC, with Stephanie finding DC's live stream and then sending her troops to then go flood the comment section in support of Stephanie, Amber was one of those people. Amber is Stephanie's upline. And it appears as though Amber really comes to bat for Stephanie a lot. Like, it's weird to me that Stephanie can't defend herself. She needs to get her upline to come do it. So Amber has her camera turned off, I think, for now, but she will turn it back on eventually. But right now, it's just Amber talking to what appears to be 4 other women. And I believe these people are the ones that Stephanie had kicked out of the group chat or the Facebook group for their farmasi team. So I guess really Stephanie is the upline of all of these people who are mad, and Amber's in her defending it. I hope that makes sense. And I want you to notice like how kind of calm and collected everyone is. Maybe not so much Amber, but when they're talking about their grievances about why they're mad at Stephanie for what Stephanie did, it's pretty logical. They're being respectful. They're not yelling at each other and ripping each other's faces off. Yet. I'm telling you, it gets wild.
Whenever we were talking about the app, I specifically said that, in case you did too, we said that there is an app there. If any of you ladies want to go get it, you can pay for it. There's also...
Let's read these actually before we let her keep going. Whoever Mar is says, make it a nightmare for her. You are all the ones holding the boxing gloves. KO. Casey replies to Mar and says, I don't know how to do that. It's not who I am. So obviously, in this group chat, they're a little bit riled up, sure. And shout out to Casey for being like, I'm not gonna do that. Even though I'm pretty sure Casey is the one who ends up dealing some pretty tough blows to Stephanie later. There obviously is a little bit from this side of kind of trying to gang up on her. They're understandably upset with the events that had gone on between them and Stephanie, but shout out to Casey for at least being like, no, I'm not gonna do that, even though I think she's probably the worst one.
That's not what I said.
Amber, I'll let you talk.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
I said there's also a website or a Facebook page where you can go and get your own graphics for free too. And I had shared a graphic with Michelle on there myself. I had given her one and shared it with her. So it's not like I've never shared with the team, because I have. But we just simply said that there's things on here that we don't want to share because we're paying for it and we don't feel like that we should. And so then it came back at us like, oh, it's only $5.99. Well, actually, I paid $9.99 for it.
Also, as you can tell, these videos are in pieces, so I do have to edit them together in that way. But so far what I'm gathering is in the group chat, they talk about an app. I don't know if they're talking about like Canva to make graphics and stuff like that. I'm not sure. She's sitting here saying like, I pay for essentially a premium service, so I can't share those certain assets that I get from whatever service it is they're talking about. Even though, like, you probably could, ma'am. Come on. But ultimately, like, that doesn't seem like it should be a point of contention. Like, if you're the one paying for something and you don't want to share the assets that you're paying for, it's in your right. I mean, it would be nice of you to share. You also, like, run into licensing issues and stuff when you use services like that and then you don't pay for them. So that could be the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know why she decided that she doesn't want to share her premium assets that she's paying for that no one else is paying for, but as far as I'm concerned, like, it should be a non-issue, especially if it's only $5 to $10. But you know, obviously we know that multi-level marketing distributors don't really make money, so they're probably tight on cash as it is. I don't see that she's in the wrong there, but it sounds like that got Stephanie mad.
And what I was saying whenever I said about the girls was, I don't make anything off of the girls. I just said that Stephanie is the one that makes commission off of her girls. If she wants to get the app and share with them, then do that. That's what I was trying to say. But Karen had made a comment in that group that was completely off the rails, and nobody ever said anything to her. It just went, like, it just kept going with her. Like, she was even saying, like, I don't care. Like, if you are offended, you're always offended. Like, it just went on and on and on. But nobody ever said anything to her. She eventually ended up deleting that comment, which was good, but it just went crazy. So then I thought, okay, well, I'll get out of the group and I'll start a message with Casey and with Stephanie, and let's talk in private, because the whole team doesn't need to discuss all this. And then it just totally went haywire from there.
So whoever this girl is, Stephanie's downline, was being treated not so well for not sharing some premium assets that she was paying for, which she makes a good point here. Stephanie, if she's the team leader and she's the one who runs the group chat, runs the Facebook group, whatever it is they have, if she's the one running things, it seems only fair that she would be the one to provide resources for her team, you know? Whoever this lady is, she's just like, I don't know, I bought this stuff for myself and you guys aren't my team. I don't make money off of, like, if they're all under Stephanie's little umbrella, if they're all direct recruits of Stephanie, the only person making money off of them is Stephanie and whoever's above her, which would be Amber, and then whoever Amber's upline is. But these girls, if they're all just sidelines together in the same team, they don't make money off of each other. So I guess what she's saying is, like, I pay for it and so should you. I don't see anything wrong with her saying that and then suggesting that if anyone, you know, wants to have access to those for free, then Stephanie should be the one to be paying the monthly payment. Makes sense. Obviously, there was some kind of blow up. This girl was like, let's take this out of the group chat and go into our own private group chat and talk it out there. It sounds like she was really trying to, like, get a handle on the situation and try to be responsible about it. This is obviously her side of the story, but what she's saying is very calm and collected, and it makes sense.
You put down the group and Stephanie and the girls in there that they don't help anybody. You could have blew all their dreams out of the water, and
I probably should have spoke text and not typed text. It probably would have come across different. I think type texting comes across different than it does saying the text. I never tried to be mean to anybody, Amber. I never tried to talk down to anybody whatsoever. I have helped people in that group before, but also in that group, a lot of those women ask the same questions over and over, and they don't even try to go find an answer themselves.
But that's her.
And I know, and that's none of my business. That's on Stephanie, and she can, that's her team, and she can handle it how she wants to.
Right. I agree.
And I should have never even said that to begin with, but I did. I take responsibility for that, and I'm saying I should have never mentioned that part of it. That was not for me to do. I'm saying that.
Isn't it interesting to watch an adult in Stephanie's team take responsibility for their words and their actions? Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird how this same woman allegedly tried to take the argument out of the team chat, and Stephanie ended up trying to turn her into the bad guy once that left the chat and went on a rampage against this woman? That's interesting. Yeah, obviously I don't want to defend any multi-level marketing representative, but, like, this girl is at least showing a level of maturity that I feel like Stephanie would have never been in any situation she's in right now if she had just taken some notes from this chick. You tell the truth, you admit where you were wrong, you admit your side of things and admit your faults, you say you shouldn't have done that, you show remorse, and then you hash it out calmly. Like, that's what's going on here.
But I also think too, where I was saying that I felt like there was not any respect for Casey and I don't feel like we've ever gotten that from Stephanie.
Well, can I just stop 1 second? Casey, yes. You were asked to do that video out of all them girls with us. She gave you a girl under her, which corporate doesn't tell you to do. I've never done that. That's a gift.
That means stop you right there, because corporate did suggest for leaders to help the people under them and give them that.
It was an option. And she picked you.
I understand it was an option, Amber. I understand it was an option.
I think that's wonderful.
I understand it was an option, and Stephanie chose that option, and she chose to give me someone, and I was very grateful for it. And she can speak up and say that I was very grateful for that.
I say she never done anything for you. I don't understand what you want.
I did not say that she never did anything for me.
Respect. What is
and I have never not showed her respect. I have showed her respect.
I'm not saying that you didn't.
Okay, well, what I'm telling you is I'm over this at this point, and now I am going to speak, and I'm going to speak like Casey should speak.
So this is interesting to me because Casey is basically saying, yes, Stephanie, my upline, gave me a person. Meaning, what I'm interpreting that as is Stephanie recruited somebody, but instead of having them sign up under her link to join her direct downline, she had them join under this Casey woman. Which, I tell you what, recruiting in an MLM is a hard thing to do. So if you're gonna have an upline who's just gonna like give you a team, that's lucky. You should definitely, in the MLM world anyway, be grateful for that. Because not very many people are good at recruiting, you know? So that's what Amber is fighting here. She's like, she gave you a person. What do you mean she didn't help you enough? She didn't support you enough. She gave you someone. And this is so annoying because like, and I don't know what Stephanie's team looks like. I don't know what exact situation was going on here. But when we see this happen, it's not out of the kindness of Stephanie's heart to do this. It's likely because giving her that recruit probably would have ranked Casey up and then in turn ranked Stephanie up as well. Basically, like in order to rank up into the higher ranks in multi-level marketing, you obviously have to recruit people, but eventually the people that you recruit have to also start recruiting people and rising through the ranks as well. I don't know the names of these pharmacy ranks, but let's just say, for example, you're like a senior star director. I don't fucking know. I'm making that up. And the only way for you to rank up to premier diamond director is if one of your direct downlines ranks up to an assistant director or something like that. And for that, they need to at least have 2 personally recruited frontline people. So, like, what I think happened is that Stephanie didn't just go, oh, here, have this person, you poor soul. Casey was probably gearing up to rank up anyway, and so Stephanie put that person under her because it would mutually benefit Stephanie and Casey to do so. And it also kind of sucks for the girl that Stephanie recruited and put under Casey because this person probably wanted to be signed up under Stephanie. Because generally, when you join a multi-level marketing company, you want to join under somebody who you think is going to lead you to success. You want to sign up under someone that you align with. And they probably found Stephanie doing her unibrow shit on TikTok or something and thought, I like this girl. I want her to be my upline. And then she was just like, no, you can be under Casey. Which, like, Casey appears to be her downline. So it's like they're still on the same team. But technically that would mean that she'd have to go directly to Casey for certain things instead of to Stephanie, who Stephanie's the one that she originally wanted to sign up under anyway. I don't know. It's just a whole mess. And it's really being played out like Stephanie is just this kind-hearted person who's just like, wow, she's so nice just giving people away as if they're objects. And really, truthfully, I'm pretty sure that in situations like this, 9 times out of 10, it's not because the upline just wants to give people away. It's because the upline sees that there is a potential for them to benefit from this kind of distributor trafficking as well.
Since this has happened, Stephanie's had people in my lives asking me questions. She's saying we are texting her and sending her all these messages. She has blocked us.
She starts talking about how Stephanie actually has them blocked, so therefore they can't reach out to her. But she's accusing Stephanie of sending her minions to comment on these girls' lives. And it's like, where have we seen that before? Oh, I don't know. When DC made a live stream about her, and Stephanie and her upline and then some of her downline people in Stephanie's team all showed up to defend her in DC's comments. Like, it seems to me like, in my opinion, Stephanie has control over these people and she's trying to weaponize her mob of supporters to go defend her. And I don't think that this situation with DC is the first time she's ever done that. Seems as though she was doing that with Casey too. So she sits there and she's just like, oh, they're harassing me, they're being so terrible, playing the victim, as Stephanie clearly clearly does well. Not too well, though. We see right through it. When meanwhile, she's like, I'm not sending people to harass Stephanie, but Stephanie's sending people to come harass me. And for what? Because you tried to hold her accountable as a leader? And be like, hey, if your team wants these assets that have to be paid for, it shouldn't be coming from their sideline. It should be coming from their upline. Like, you should be the one providing this, not me. Yeah, it seems like all of this stemmed from people trying to hold Stephanie accountable as their leader. That's how I see it anyway. And obviously, again, this is just their side of the story. But we've basically already heard Stephanie's side of the story. Her side of the story is there were people being nasty in my group chat, and I kicked them out because you're not going to talk to my team that way. And it's like, by saying they're not going to give you assets that they pay for and like resources that they pay for, when that should be your job. Stephanie really is exhibiting a very obvious pattern of behavior here, in my opinion.
I can't send her a message, text, watch nothing. So I don't know who's doing it. But I do know that other people watch her, other than people in the team. And they send me these recordings of her speaking of this. The reason why it's brought up tonight on my porch talk, and Stephanie, speak up instead of typing.
Okay, so again, through all this, Stephanie's in the chat defending herself and typing. Eventually, there's a screenshot of those chats, so we'll stop and read them when they scroll down in the video.
The reason why it's talked about on my porch, Friday night porch talk with my viewers, is because I was trying to share my life and my heart about my loss of a child, and how for the life of me, I can't understand someone that has had issues or had tragedies like Stephanie to do the things that she does.
What did she do?
Okay, honestly, that's pretty shitty, though. I mean, I understand, like, that's obviously terrible. Like, I could never imagine being a parent losing a child. Like, I mean, I've lost pregnancies and stuff, but I've never, like, lost a living child that I'm, like, holding and taking care of, you know? Can't imagine it. It sounds horrifying. But, like, why are you talking about that on a farmasi stream? And how did that erupt into this confrontation? Like, that, it just seems a little off. It seems weird. It almost seems like she's using it to gain sympathy, so I think there might be a pattern of behavior within the people that Stephanie recruits and surrounds herself with as well. My camera keeps dying, so I'm probably gonna switch to my phone camera, because I forgot to charge this. So the visual is gonna change. Okay, sorry, let's get back to it. I'm a professional.
She has talked about us on her lives, and I have recordings.
Listen, Gina was blocked. Gina went and make another account just to go and do the things to her. I don't understand.
Hey, I want Casey to finish what she's saying, because we're going to go through this. I'm going to show you the proof. And I want to ask you this, Casey. We're going to go ahead and get this done. You can do what you got to do. Get corporate. I got you recording too. So this is in the recording too.
This is the first time
here's my thing. Here's my thing. You're not going to, I'm not. I could care less what you do.
So you can see one of the screenshots that has some of the chats. You can see Amber, who is Stephanie's upline, says, "Throw me in. You bullied her, and you, Gina, had no reason to come in her group and talk like that. Yes, I got receipts. Good. You are lying. 10 minutes before this happened, you loved her. And now you're mad because of she stopped you?" So catty, like, what? What does that even mean? Yeah, you mean 10 minutes before she fucked me over? I liked her, and now all of a sudden I don't? Yeah, that's what happens when you fuck people over. They just, don't like you anymore. I don't know what to tell you.
The thing is you need to quit running my name in the dirt. I have not said your name one time. And the only reason that either one of you have been brought up, Casey, that's where you're wrong. Miss Betty, she come and commented on my stuff and was saying rude things. So don't lie on here about me. You need to tell all the truth about everything. And I'm going to show the messages from Casey. Me and Casey actually had this worked out, but Gina had to weasel her way in it. And listen, Oh no, go ahead. You can smile all you want to. I'm going to read all the messages, and everybody can take what they want to from it. And just like I had somebody of your friends sending me dirty messages, I sent them to Jamie. She's seen all of it. Amber has seen every bit of everything that's going
tell
on.
us who sent you dirty messages. Then let's hear
Oh,
it.
let's hear. Oh, you want
This whole thing
You
is.
don't act. See,
Well,
you
let me
can't.
say something right now. Here's what's going to happen. In this live, in Casey's live, every single person in this live will have respect for each other.
True. Quit lying because people are coming to my page. Miss Betty came to my page and left rude comments too. That's why she got
Stephanie,
blocked.
is your tone appropriate right now? I think as you being in Casey's live, I think everybody wants to talk.
Max, I'm not talking to you. You understand that?
Well,
How
I'm
about
talking
that?
to
We need to take it down and have a normal conversation
Exactly.
here, please.
I'm talking to you, Stephanie. Your tone needs to be respectful in here because Casey allowed you to be in this live.
Well, maybe something. You're not going to
But
tell
you're
me
not
to be
talking to her
respectful
right now.
because
All right, so at the end of that video, then we have some more chats. It's so hard to read, but this is, I guess, what Stephanie was saying before she jumped into this live stream and went cray-cray. She has another account. Gina came on my live 2 days ago, and I'll show you the proof. Go ahead, because I want to talk too. She knows I'm on here. The last 2 days is the only time I haven't heard anything from anyone, from your people. The comments and the private messages sent to me personally. Let's chat about this and I'll show all the messages. There's screenshots of someone else. I can't even read what it says. It just looks like someone in the comments like trying to keep the peace. Most of these are messages from like random people on TikTok, but I read to you the ones from Stephanie. I guess those are the ones that matter. But notice how, you know, the moment Stephanie jumps into the live, suddenly it's pandemonium. Suddenly everyone is yelling at each other. Why? Because Stephanie ran in there and was like, here's my thing, and got really, really loud and really aggressive really fast. And then when whoever the moderator was, I don't know who that was speaking, but they were like, you are in someone else's live, so can you like watch your tone a little bit, Stephanie? And she was like, I'm not talking to you. It's like, okay, but you're being disrespectful on someone else's live. I understand they're talking about her and she has every right to defend herself, but it's the way she does it. It's the attitude she gives, especially because everyone before this, they were generally being respectful and not yelling and not speaking over each other. Amber was in there getting a little defensive, of course, but it was still a conversation at that point. Once Stephanie jumped in, it was like, all right, well, any respect is out the window now because Stephanie's here and doesn't know how to behave.
this is how I am all the time. Okay, so whether I'm laughing, I'm loud.
This is how you are when you're not in front of
Stephanie,
your
how
people.
unprofessional.
you
As a
wonder why-
leader,
Okay. In
As
front of
a
my
leader-
people, they'll be able.
that's unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
Let's be
I'm
respectful.
trying to be professional here.
And that's interesting too, because that's something that DC was saying about Stephanie when she did her original live stream. It was just like, why are you behaving this way on your business account? That's unprofessional. Why are you getting on TikTok live and yelling at everybody and talking about your drug charges and claiming people are bullying you and doing all the other things that she has said and done? That was part of DC's very valid criticism. She said, why are you doing this on your business account? This is your job. You're supposed to act professional and you're not doing it. And here's just another example of people telling her calmly, Stephanie, you're behaving badly. Take it down a notch. You're being unprofessional. Like, this is a work thing, you know, like, calm down. And she flies off the handle.
Do you guys not get there's how many of you against her? You guys
Nobody's
are literally
against her. We're
Nobody's
trying to have a
against
conversation.
No
Nobody's
one's
against her. We're trying to talk this out, Amber.
Why?
We're
Okay.
just asking her to lower her tone.
I'm not going to whisper. This is how I talk, Gina.
Honey,
You just know that if you've heard me.
I don't need you being condescending to me.
Well,
okay?
condescending. Well, I've been listening to the whole conversation,
Well, I'm
honey.
glad you have, because
tell
honey, I said
y'all,
nothing
Because
out of the
guess
way.
what? My customer come in here. She told me that you guys was on here talking.
Please,
and
because I've
bringing
said
my
nothing
name
out
up.
of the
So
way, Stephanie.
I'm coming in
Nothing.
here to clear it up.
Okay,
Okay.
clear it up, but let's talk like an adult. Please.
It's just so funny to me because this all went down before DC ever made her first live, before I made my video. We had not seen this. And all of the criticism she's getting from the people who are just calmly trying to talk to her are the same things that DC and I were saying. Grow up, be an adult, be professional. It's a pattern of behavior, period. Oh, you can see Pop-Tart. Oh, there she is. What the, oh, there she is.
If we want to hash it out, let's hash it out. But let's hash it out like an adult, and we can have a normal tone of our voice.
Well, she still hasn't showed us who said dirty things to her.
I can send you the screenshots. I'm reading it. You're just not listening. I'm trying to read it.
You're on pause. You paused yourself, so I can't hear it.
I'm not. It's not showing me paused.
Oh, that's
Amber.
right. Yeah, because when it shows on my end,
Well, Amber, was she paused?
is that it shows paused.
Amber, was she paused?
Yes, Steph, you were paused. Seriously.
I don't know what's going on with it. Let me turn on this camera. So I
It's
can
not
see.
my fault.
Oh, you can turn them on. We have that option.
Yeah.
I want you to notice Stephanie's attire, her hair, the way she is styled, because there was a video we watched in my part 1 to this of Stephanie wearing the exact same clothes, the exact same hair, her makeup looked the same, and that's when she was going off about her drug charges.
I am so tired of hearing my name on the internet. You have to use it for clout because you can't get none of your own. I'm taking legal action. It's went way entirely too far, and I did not do anything to deserve it. I went to jail how many times in that past 3 years that I went to jail during when I lost my dang mind because I lost everything because my husband was laying in a hospital bed and couldn't move. Over $500,000 in doctor bills at that point. So you want to know what? I fell off my rocker. Sure did. Yes, I did. But I'm going to tell you this is not fair. And I am taking legal action and they're going to pay. They're going to pay. My husband's family is millionaires. So I hope they're ready. I didn't do enough. I gave you orders, but I didn't do enough. I gave you a body, but I didn't do enough. I'm not a good leader because I didn't take your side when you were talking to people like dogs. I'm standing up for me, and I'm tired of it, and I am taking legal action. This only goes so far. You'll see my actions will come to fruition.
I think what happened is after this whole fight went down, Stephanie immediately went and got on her live and started having her meltdown. So now knowing what we know and how this went down, it's going to be really interesting to rewatch and see that context. But for now, there's still a lot more to this.
It's paused.
Snap, it's paused again.
It says the guest will be back soon.
Who's Patty?
How can I get on here?
Who's who?
Patty.
I don't have a Patty.
So I do know Patty sent you a private message. That's the only one I know. And let me tell you, before you, Patty is my family member, and that's all I had discussed it with was help my family, and they knew how upset I was. She told me what she said to you, and I said, "Oh, Patty, you shouldn't have done that." So that's one.
I read off Betty's too. You just missed it. I was on pause.
Well, don't put yourself on pause. And then
I didn't put myself on pause.
Well,
I'm
you can't.
right here
You
in front
can't
of the
do that
camera.
and be on live. You can't go back to your text because it's going to pause you.
So here's the
it'll
thing,
kick you off.
Stephanie.
I think it'll kick you off the live.
I guess that's what happened. I didn't know it.
Like, she's finally taking responsibility for that. Like, because at first she's like, I'm not paused, nuh-uh. And then, like, she had to have Amber, her upline, be like, yeah, actually, Stephanie, you were. And now, finally, now that someone who isn't attacking her is like, no, Stephanie, like, you're actually wrong about this. Like, calm the fuck down. She's like, well, I didn't know. Okay, accountability who? We don't know her.
Stephanie, I have my other phone here. If you want to send it to me, I can be on this one and read.
I see you got them all. I've sent them all to you. You got every conversation that I have had with Casey, Jenna, Betty, Patty, the comments on my live. You guys making your smart
What's the comments on your live?
on my stuff. I told you. Betty said you should be reported. Where's that?
That's not bullying. Someone comes into her life while she's probably saying and doing something wild. Maybe while she was having her first freak out that we watched in the last video too, where her husband had to tell her to calm down. There's probably a Betty person who showed up who was just like, you need to be reported to pharmacy, to TikTok, who knows. If that's the worst thing anyone's ever said to you on the internet, to the point where you have to remember their fucking name and then go blast it on a TikTok live and be like, she was mean to me, I think you might be overreacting. Just saying. I think you might have an issue with accepting criticism. Even constructive criticism, clearly.
That's why she's blocked. She's trying to say she's blocked for no reason, but I didn't block her for no reason. And I did block him. I did block him because I seen her going back and forth, and I didn't want nobody that was going back and forth causing any kind of drama. That's it.
Who?
Period. Huh? Kim.
Can I
I
ask you a
blocked
question?
Betty for a reason because she sent me that thing. I blocked Max because I knew she was in here. Other
Hey,
than
Stephanie.
that, that's it. Gina,
Hey,
I blocked
Stephanie.
2 accounts for her because she come on my video 2 days ago.
Stephanie, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you go on? Wait a minute, Amber. Why did you go on live on Sunday night and say that we bullied you in that meeting?
Because you guys have.
You guys
How?
did.
You have been bullying me. You
No,
guys
no,
are.
no,
I
in that
can't
meeting-
believe you guys
no,
are sitting here and
stop.
actually
Oh my
saying
God.
this.
Stephanie,
That's what's
You
beyond
go to
me.
church
That
every
is what is
Sunday
beyond
and you act
me.
the way you act.
Did she just... How can you go to church every Sunday if you act the way you act? I think is what Casey just said to her. Oh, the Christian hypocrisy is my favorite, which we all know Stephanie has. I don't remember if we even brought that up in the last video, but she gets very preachy sometimes in her lives. And obviously it seems like she's just out here like bragging about how often she goes to church and how good of a person she is. And meanwhile, Casey's like, how can you say you go to church every Sunday and act like this? Seriously, like, call her out, man. So wild.
Of course you're gonna break. You're gonna. Oh, because I go to
Bring
church.
it up.
Stephanie.
Because I go to church.
Yeah, but
I'm not
stop.
supposed to tell the truth.
Casey, stop.
It's the truth.
Stephanie.
Casey,
You
it's
are
the truth.
so full of yourself.
Stephanie.
You
You
know
said.
yourself. You
Wait a
know
minute.
yourself.
Casey,
You've
stop
not
a
been
second.
bullied.
Stop. The screen.
Stop.
You know that. You know that.
Stephanie.
Oh my God.
Stephanie, please let me
Yeah,
finish this.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay. You went on after we had that meeting on Sunday, that team meeting. You went on your live and said that we bullied you.
Did I
Please
say
tell
that?
me-
What did I say on there?
You
Tell
said
me what I
that-
said.
You said that we bullied you in that team
There's
meeting.
Amber.
That we were
did.
asking you. Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Oh, Amber,
You did.
you're here.
You're asking
Oh,
me.
we
Let me
did.
finish.
Sorry.
Okay.
You said we bullied you, and you said that we were asking you questions trying to ruffle your feathers. So can you explain that, please?
What about the
Sure
four group
did.
thing?
I sure did. I got the screenshots of
yeah.
it.
Tell me.
What was to be? You are my leader, right? You are my sponsor.
Not
I-
anymore. I'm your sponsor, but you can consider I'm not, right? Remember, we don't
But
get along.
according
We cut ties.
according to compliance, you are my leader,
about
and you are
compliance?
supposed to have contact with me.
There you go.
You have contact with me. Guess what? My phone
There you go,
number's in the
Steph.
back office, just like I told Jamie. If you guys wanted to contact me, you have a question about business, you need a color match, that's how to reach out to me. Other than that,
I don't
that's
need
it.
your help for color match, but what I'm saying is I had every right to ask my sponsor in that Zoom meeting what her. You don't think I do? You
No, not at
No?
this time. I don't. No.
You know?
No.
This is very, very bad catty MLM leader behavior. Because again, and we've seen this time and time again with so many MLMs, is that you can't really change your sponsor. Some MLMs are easier about it, but like most of them have issues where they're like, you have to quit and then you can reapply 6 months later or something like that. Like they have rules to prevent people from doing that. And it's simply because from what we found out that MLM companies just feel like if they start allowing people to change sponsors, they're going to have to hire a new labor force, hire new people to assist in those sponsor changes, and it's just going to cost the company more money. So instead they're just like, nope, once you sign up with the sponsor, you're done. And that sucks for Casey because Casey signed up with Stephanie and I guess asked her a question on a Zoom call, and Stephanie's like, no, I'm not answering you because I don't want to be your sponsor anymore, but you're stuck with me, haha, and I'm not talking to you, so you're on your own, blah. And it's like, imagine like working a regular job and your boss just like cuts you off like this and it's just like, I'm not going to give you any instructions, I'm not going to give you any guidance, you just have to do your job and do it well, and not ask for my help ever again, or else, it's like, that's really fucked up. Even from an MLM perspective, man, like, I don't like to defend these people, but honestly, yeah, if you are the sponsor of somebody, it seems like bare minimum that they should be able to ask you questions in a Zoom call. And her smug face, like that smile on her face, she knows she has power over them in that way because she is their sponsor. It's honestly disgusting. Like, it's this weird power grab. There's like a power dynamic here that Stephanie knows she's in the top of, and she's using it, and she's just being a dick about it. I'm pretty sure she says something like right after this that's kind of fucked up, so let's keep going.
Okay, well, if you don't like me that well, since I've been your top seller.
It doesn't matter what you sell.
It doesn't matter.
Listen,
Okay,
this is the problem with
I'm
you.
putting money in
Listen,
your pocket.
okay, I'll let you talk. You finish, but then I'm going to talk. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, I want to. You're going to speak. I want to speak out. I want to speak. So
you go
go
right
ahead,
ahead.
so I can tell you how I feel about the whole situation. Go ahead.
and tell me.
You're consent. All of this. Listen, you've got that boss mentality, Casey. Let me tell you something. It doesn't
And you
matter.
know what?
If
You don't like
see,
that.
she's not letting me talk. She is not.
She's like complaining to her upline, Amber, Mom, she's not letting me talk. It's like toddlers fucking telling on each other. Quite frankly, Casey is talking over Stephanie too at this point, so like the unprofessionalism isn't there either. It just feels like a child crying to their mommy. And you know what? I think Amber is so committed to defending Stephanie because I think Stephanie's her cash cow. Stephanie's probably like the more successful leg in her team. I'm assuming Farmasi has legs. They have like generations and stuff. I don't know that much about their compensation plan. I could find out if I wanted to, but I don't really care that much. Ultimately, I think, in my opinion, Stephanie is probably making Amber a significant amount of her money just by her being her downline and having the team that she has beneath her. It has helped Amber rank up, and I know for sure that in the compensation plan with Farmasi, the higher your rank is, the higher the percentage is that you get paid out on for your generations below you. I think it's something like if you're like one of the lower ranks, it's like you get 4 or 5% of your personally recruited people's sales and purchases, but at like the top rank, it's like 8 or almost 9% or something. So it's like you're making a lot more money the higher rank you go. And I think that's why Amber wants to protect Stephanie so bad, because she's protecting her bag, man.
Go ahead.
You're not allowing me to talk.
Yes, she is right now.
The boss mentality. I don't care if you sell 20K a month. That means nothing. I want to tell you what means something. Is you're going to treat people with respect. You don't talk down to people. Every message that I have gotten, this isn't the first situation that this has come about. This has happened 2 or 3 times, and I have the screenshots because I send them. Amber knows the whole conversations of everything. Okay. The way that the thing is me and Casey had it worked out that night when all of that stuff went down over the app, over you not wanting to share a picture with another teammate when they asked. Here's the thing. Like I said, if you didn't want to share a picture with a teammate, that's on you. There's no sense in bringing attention to that and talking down to the whole group. I have over 300 people that I have to listen, that I have to think about their feelings as well, not just you two.
Dude, if you're getting your feelings hurt over someone not sharing an asset with you that they paid for, then it's like your priorities in the things that you give energy to in your life are off. Especially if it's only $5 to $10 a month, dude. It's like, just go get it yourself then, dude. I don't know. Judging off of what we're seeing here now with Casey, do I believe that she probably was a little perhaps condescending or even bitchy in her tone when she was having these messages sent in the group chat? Yeah, I do believe it. Because Casey's talking over Stephanie too. I don't think she's that respectful of a person either. Birds of a feather and all that, They do be flocking together. However, it feels like such a minor thing for something like this to come out of. I don't get it. I don't understand how you can be a grown-ass adult and behave this way. You wouldn't share a picture with me. Who gives a shit? Go on Pexel, dude. They've got plenty of free pictures. What's the other one? Pixabay. There's plenty of free stock images, videos, whatever you need. There's free websites for that. You don't have to pay a damn thing. So it just seems like such a non-issue. And Casey, and I think that Gina lady is the one in the overalls, because she was saying she pays for something too. I don't know who's paying for shit, but like I feel like it's to your discretion if you want to share those things or not. And clearly their discretion was, I'm paying for this for me. Either Stephanie can pay for it and share shit with the group, or you guys can just pay for it on your own. And I think that's valid. Maybe not necessarily being a team player in that way and being like, my library is your library, but like also at the end of the day, that's her decision to share or not to share.
Not just my feelings. I was in the middle. I didn't take no sides. But you guys all thought that I took a side. When I took a side is when you guys sent me in a chat together and talking down to me. Gina reaching out to Whitney, posting that thing that she did on the page. And we all know what you did, Gina. We all know what you did.
I just said what I did.
You made that post about me, about drug charges. You didn't put my name.
It was about
but
you,
I know,
Stephanie.
hey, listen. Okay, you
You're
think
the
what
one
you
that
want
made
to.
it about you.
Okay,
It
Gina.
never had your name in it.
Okay. Just like nothing had your name in it either. We'll leave it at that then. How about that? Nothing had your name in it.
You have to be like condescending and talking
Yeah,
like this.
because I'm really, yeah, you want to know
professional?
why?
You're not being
Because
very
I'm tired of
professional
dealing
right
with
now.
this. Can you guys
am
not
too.
leave me alone? Leave my
sick of
name
it.
out of your mouth.
We've
Stop
left
trying to
you
get clout
alone. You're the
from
one that
Stephanie.
started it again.
So, no, in your 5,000K followers versus your 85K, stop trying to get clout off of my name and talking about me and sending
what are you
people
talking about?
to me.
This whole six-way thing of talking
That's
shit
this
is
what
what
you're doing
happened.
right here. That's what
What
you're
is the
doing.
six-way conversation thing? Like that we have to jump in on to defend ourselves because you are lying.
How long has this been going on and no one has proven that there's any lies going on? As a matter of fact, it sounds to me like Amber and Stephanie are the ones being delusional and making up situations in their head that aren't really happening. Also, again, it just goes to show, like, if you want to be left alone, stop giving energy to it. These girls went live, I guess, apparently addressing whatever the controversy is, and Stephanie and Amber inserted themselves into it. Was the drama about them? Yeah. But again, like I was saying in the last video, this just feels so unserious. Stephanie, and in my opinion, by extension, Amber, are doing a disservice to their reputation by trying to defend themselves in this situation. Just let them fucking talk and brush it off. Seriously? Like, you really think that these, what was it, 4 girlies on here having a conversation about the drama that stemmed with you, Stephanie, is going to harm your reputation? I guarantee it. No fucking way. There's no way that any reputation was harmed until they decided to insert themselves and come on the live and look like fools, man. Like, seriously? It's embarrassing. Leave me alone. It's like, how about you just stop giving a shit? This all stemmed because they didn't want to share a picture, and then Stephanie got butthurt that they tried to rectify the situation outside of the group chat. They took her into another group chat and said, okay, just the 3 of us, let's talk this out. And Stephanie was like, you're talking down to me. Obviously, I don't have screenshots of that group chat, but from how they're talking to Stephanie right now, it seems like they were just probably trying to just be respectful and be like, hey, let's hash this out privately and just move on. Stephanie clearly couldn't do that. What a child.
Yeah.
What did I lie about? What did I lie about?
She blocked you and you made a whole other account.
Did you come to my page and like it
I'll
to
come
show
to your
me that
page
you
and I
seen it?
watched. Let me finish. I came to your page, honey, and I watched that video and I liked it.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
That was it.
Because you know why she did it?
you.
Because she was being a little.
You
a
know
little-
what? I've
a
had
little,
that account
you know,
way before you, honey. That was my
I don't care if you had it for me or
because
not.
I don't know,
She
and
was
I know
number
what you
one
did.
seller, and then all that shit happened.
So since I don't know TikTok that well really,
That's
I
not
don't.
even TikTok. That's Facebook.
Yeah.
So what I gathered from that is that on Facebook, Stephanie blocked Gina, but Gina had a second account. Probably, you know, you can have a private account and then you can have like a public page that people can follow, not necessarily like have friends, but you can have your pages and you kind of can behave like it's a personal account on those pages. Like you can go like things. What Stephanie's saying here is you made a whole other account just to come and bully me and like my videos video that I made or whatever. And Gina's like, no, I didn't make a... See, Stephanie's the one lying here. Amber was just sitting up there being like, y'all are liars, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, then Stephanie just starts lying. Like, you made a whole other account. I don't think she did. Sounds like she had that account for a while. And then, like, what? She left a like? So what? That's not bullying. She's showing you that she saw the video, but it's like, she didn't even say anything. She hit a little heart button. Or I guess on Facebook it's a thumbs up, but like still. Now, quite frankly, to play devil's advocate, I would say that Gina and Casey and whoever that other girl is who hasn't said a single goddamn thing, they could have also left Stephanie alone and not brought this up, but you know, they probably felt wronged. Also, for Stephanie to be like, you only have 5,000 followers and I have 80, whatever the fuck. She has like 100 something now. Yeah, this happened quite a few months ago and she has grown quite a bit since then. But man, when Casey said earlier that Stephanie was full of herself, like she wasn't kidding. Just to say something like that, if you're gonna have that thought, that's an inside thought. Like that's not something that you say out loud.
And that was my business account from years ago when I had Rodan and Fields.
Okay,
You can go back and look at it. I didn't just create it for you. So I'm sorry that bothers
I didn't say
you.
that you created it for me.
Yeah, you did.
I said you had another account.
She blocked you and you made a whole other account.
And you said it was a
many
fake
accounts do
account. It's
you
not a
have,
fake
Stephanie?
account. It's an account I use for my Rodan and Fields.
Can I ask how many accounts you have?
One. Actually, no, I have two. I have another one I can't even log into, actually. I have two that says Beauty by Stephanie.
Okay, so then you just have your little chicken littles.
What does that
Why?
mean?
What does it mean? Okay, so you have another account. Why are you turning around on her? That's what you guys did. That whole conversation.
That's the way they did in the chat.
You know what?
In the team.
You
know
did
what?
that the whole time. I asked you a question and you would turn around and ask another one.
Because
Like, you
that's
just
what
wanted to
that's
work it
what
out.
our
Do
sponsor
you
does.
see who's been professional and who's not?
I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of this shit. Leave the girl alone.
I've not bothered her, Amber.
She blocked you, and you come back onto her page. That means hello, you're not wanted there.
I can't bother her.
But you went there on a whole other page. Why? You're not wanted.
How was I bullying her or bothering her if I looked at a video and liked it?
She blocked
That
you
was the
guys.
last
You're not
time.
welcome
That was the
there.
last time.
You went out of your
That's
way
the only
to
time
go to
I've done
another
that.
account
Max, will
to
you
go
talk
find
into
her.
her?
Like, that's just weird. Like, it's
That's the
awful.
only time I've done that.
It seems obsessive to
I
me.
know. Like, it's so
You want to know
weird.
something?
What seems obsessive? Certainly not pressing like on a video. What seems obsessive is how every time anyone's talking about Stephanie, her and Amber show up in the comments. Oh, except for when I made my video. Can we talk about that for a minute? I'm not looking to go for a fight, but here's what I see. I see Stephanie picking fights with people who have less followers than her, people who seem weak to her, people who she thinks is an easy target, like DC, for example. Obviously, we see her talking down to these women, being like, I have 80,000 followers and you only have 5, like, you're trying to use my name for clout, blah, blah, blah. So obviously, she's, in my opinion, attributing her follow count to basically, like, who's right. But it's like, what you're really doing is you're punching down. So then, months later, from that originally happening, DC finally finds these clips and puts them on a live stream. Stephanie, Amber, and a few of their, what did Casey call them? Their chicken littles, whatever the fuck that means. This is weird. They all showed up and started harassing, in my opinion, harassing and trying to bully DC. And, you know, DC even was saying, like, I don't want to let them get to me, you know, because DC is such a gentle and kind soul. And it takes some time to kind of acclimate yourself to having a following on the internet, because people are going to talk shit no matter what. It took me a few years, and even then I do still engage with hate comments just at this point, usually because it's funny. But it took me a long time to be able to brush stuff off and just be like, whatever, like, it just comes with the territory, you know? DC is still in that point where I think she's still learning to do that, and she deserves the grace to be able to do that. Meanwhile, I think Stephanie saw that. Stephanie saw someone with less than 10,000 followers, and Stephanie's like, I have 100,000 on TikTok, so I'm obviously better than her. And she felt that she could go and try to intimidate DC to get her to stop talking about her or whatever. Well, clearly that didn't work. DC has a lot of support on her side, and we were very supportive of her and made sure that she knew that she was not the problem here, that Stephanie was clearly the problem. So that's when I stepped in, being like, no, you know what? If she wants to talk shit, she can pick on someone her own size. I even have less followers than Stephanie, but as far as I'm concerned, we're generally the same. She's got 100,000, I've got 92 or whatever, but she can talk shit to me. I don't give a shit. Did she? No. Nope. Not one single fucking comment from her, from Amber, from anyone else. But we want to talk about what's obsessive is that, except for me, in every other circumstance, she was like, I'm gonna show up in the comments and talk shit. She was in DC's lives after this. She was in DC's comments multiple times. Side note, hi, hello, I'm editing right now, and literally today, DC sent me this screenshot showing me that 8 hours ago, Amber was still commenting on DC's shit. Have I heard from them yet at this point? Unless I missed it. No, but they're really going hard in DC's comment section. I think it's very clear that they are targeting people who they determine to be weak, and they're running scared from people who they know is not afraid of confrontation. It's projecting. What Stephanie is doing right now is projecting, but when it came to me, someone that, quite frankly, I don't think she thought she could go up against me. I think she met her match with me. I don't want to like stroke my ego in that way, but I'm just like, come on, you want to bully people on the internet? You want to try to run people off the internet because they're saying stuff about you that you don't like? Come at me. Did she? No, she fucking chickened out. She chicken littled out. She took the coward's way out and did not say a damn thing to me. So I think Stephanie is projecting. I think she's insecure. Yeah, I think she's a coward. She can dish it out, but she can't take it, dude.
Want to know something? Let me tell you something. I didn't have a sponsor for 2 years. For 2 years.
Good.
Over 2 years. So good luck with that. That's pretty much where I'm at. You got Jamie. Jamie said she would help you.
Yeah,
she would answer your questions. I set you up with a top 10 leader. There should be no problem outside of that. There should be no more conversations about me. I won't have any more conversations about you guys. And that's
I know,
it.
get the ends.
That's true,
If you have
Sharon.
questions,
Nobody's
if you have
saying.
questions, like I said, business, if it's a color match, if it's something with business, you can text my number in the back office. Outside of that, that's it. Okay?
Well, then quit
That's where
saying
I'm
that you're
at on
being
it.
bullied because you're lying.
I have been bullied.
Not by us, you haven't.
What do you call
Let
it,
me
Gina?
get my phone here. I gotta get these messages
I'm
up.
not bullying you.
And then another thing, I'm curious of why Sharon's up here in your boxes. That's another thing we're going to address too. Well, since we're here, I'm curious of what's going on.
What does it matter who she goes to and where she goes and who she watches? You can't control her.
I didn't say I was controlling her. I'm asking her a question. When she's up here, when you guys are down to me
She didn't
and
say a word.
participating.
She's
She
not
didn't say a word. I
participating.
realize
She didn't
that.
say a word.
I heard every word that what she did say. She said
Oh
that
my
bad
God.
things happen for a reason.
Okay.
I'm asking why she's
wait.
up here.
How is that bullying? Oh my god. I heard what you said. You said everything happens for a reason. In what world was that meant to be offensive to you? She was probably just trying to be supportive. Obviously, we don't have the clips of that. I don't know what was said. But I mean, Stephanie pretty much just confirmed it. Yep, she said everything happens for a reason. Okay, and? See, that's what I'm like, when Stephanie runs around saying that she's being bullied and she's this victim, I don't fucking believe her. Because again, she has not provided any, like, tangible examples of someone going up to her and bullying her and going into her live streams and bullying her. Her examples she's given so far have been, you liked a video of mine after I blocked you, okay? You said everything happens for a reason. That's bullying. It made me feel bad. No, it's not. Casey said one of her family members sent her DM that she did not condone, so it's like, okay, so there's one example, but like, how bad was it, really? I don't know. I really don't think that when Stephanie says she's being bullied, that it's not bullying at all. I think what happens is that people try to hold her accountable, and she takes that as a personal attack. At this point, I'm not even convinced she's an adult. I think she's a toddler in a 50-year-old woman's body, you know?
When you guys are talking about me.
I'm going to mute everybody in just a second because this is my live. So I'll let you speak, Stephanie. Everybody is spoke.
Okay.
So here's the thing. You have that tendency to say, just like you asking me to block somebody that was your customer that happened to
Yeah.
come alive, okay?
Sure did.
That's right.
That's supposed to
Sure
be.
did.
But
Why
she never
though?
shared
Why
that.
did we have, you want to bring that up?
Barbara,
We want to
I
go through that?
Can you make
Because there
Amber
was
mute Amber?
problems.
Can you mute Amber?
I'm not talking to you, Amber.
Oh, fuck off. Mute me then.
Oh my God! Can you just?
Yeah, I'll go off of this if you want
No,
me to.
she just let her be here.
Dude, Amber is just as wild as Stephanie. And like I said, we'll get into Amber in a little bit here too. She's a mess.
Well, she needs to stop cussing.
No.
Who's talking?
I don't hear
I'm
anybody.
talking. Listen,
left.
Stephanie, that right there, I don't do that. I don't
I know that.
post on my lives.
I know
and
that.
I'm not going to.
I know that. I know that.
And I don't appreciate that at all.
Well, she's upset, and I understand why
she's upset, but
because
what
of the things that's going on.
What I'm trying to make a point is you have several times tried to tell us who we should and shouldn't follow and all that. And, well, she's my customer. And, like, anybody, Sharon's in here. We started this whole Friday night thing because my watchers wanted to do a Friday night porch talk.
Casey, hold on a second. I'm going to interrupt, and I apologize, but I'm not going to apologize. Okay. And I'm not going to, Stephanie, I don't know you from Adam or Eve, but my perspective of being in management or in a leadership role, I don't give a fuck whose customer is whose. I don't care if it's your customer, my customer, his customer. My thing is,
customers don't have anything to do with it. That's not the conversation that we're having, but okay.
It was actually because Casey was bringing it up that you, Stephanie, were allegedly going off and telling people to block Stephanie's customers so that they would remain Stephanie's customers. Not only is that controlling of her team, she's controlling who her team is and is not allowed to talk to or sell to. She's controlling her customers too by not giving them another choice. And they all sell the same products. It's not like it's paparazzi or LuLaRoe where you have to go buy inventory and then everyone has different inventory. They all sell the same thing. So I do understand that that is a little bit different in that circumstance. But listen, Stephanie, if they don't want to buy from you anymore, like, your customers should be allowed to go shop with whoever they want, dude. And you're just going to tell your team, hey guys, this is a list of my customers, so go block them, because they're mine. And I understand this is your job, and you get paid a 50% commission, and blah, 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 blah. But like that person said, the person with the blurred screen, I guess they have their camera turned off, they said, as a manager, I don't give a shit whose customer is whose. And that's generally how it should be. Like, if you have some franchise restaurants, like, I don't know, fucking McDonald's or something, and then 2 miles down the road, there's another McDonald's, like, I doubt that they're fighting over customers, you know, being like, don't go buy your chicken nuggets at that McDonald's. You have to come over here because you're our customer. They don't do that, so, like, why are you doing that in pharmacy? I do understand the differences, I do, but I'm just saying, like, it just feels controlling and selfish, honestly. The more I hear about Stephanie and how she runs her team, the more comparisons I can make to the BITE model. The BITE model is a rubric that essentially teaches you to determine whether a organization is a cult or not. Now, I'm not saying that Stephanie is running a cult, because I don't want to give her that kind of satisfaction to think she has that much control over people that now she's this charismatic cult leader, because she's not. But she's controlling or trying to control her downline's behavior and the information they give and receive. That's behavior control and information control are the first two letters in the BITE model. You got thought control and emotional control also, which I do personally think that, given what we know, I would be absolutely willing to bet that Stephanie has tried to control people's thoughts and emotions as well. So, I mean, it's just running dangerously close to cult territory with Stephanie as the fearless, charismatic leader. I think she needs to fucking check herself, honestly.
When I go into somebody's live or if I'm watching somebody's video, whatever social media site I'm on, I'm there to learn something.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand is that if one of Stephanie's person comes into one of her spot, or okay, so Stephanie is the leader and you guys are the sponsors. Is that how that works?
Hey, Patricia.
So anyway, I'm there to learn. I want to learn as much as I can from everybody because everybody does something. Everybody has a different routine. Everybody has a different, skin. And I'm just trying to learn from everybody. And I think that you should be welcoming, whether it's Stephanie's customer or if it's Casey's customer coming into your live. They're there to meet people, probably make friends with people. They're there to learn. They're there to pick something up for information.
You know what? I agree with that person. Stephanie, whenever she does her makeup, she'll do like a full face of glam. But some people don't do their makeup like that. Some people just want a more natural. Some people want to look goth. I don't know. Some people have a darker skin tone, which honestly, too, if you go on Farmasi's website, they are not an inclusive brand. If you have dark skin, God forbid, like you're not going to be able to buy your foundation at Farmasi. You're just not. You're going to have a real hard time getting a shade match there, depending on how dark your skin tone is. So, but like, for example, I don't know, people with different skin tones do require kind of different methods to apply their makeup. So yeah, the customers should absolutely be allowed, as if there's rules to who, once you're a customer of one person, you're always a customer. Like if you are, let's say you're Hispanic or something, and you come across a Farmasi distributor who's also Hispanic, and you see her, you know, having a similar skin tone to you, you relate to that more, and you feel like you could learn more from that person because they share similar traits with you. So it's like, it's easier to learn from them and apply it to yourself. You can't just like make your customers be forced to be loyal to you. That it's wild.
And it shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be a struggle between pharmacy sellers necessarily, because if you have a strong team and a strong leader, then you trust your people. You trust them. You know they're not going to take your customer.
Well, it's happened.
It happens all the time. MLM is like inherently a competitive selling situation. They do. They fight over their customers all the time in every MLM. Like they all just fight over each other all the time. It's not just a pharmacy thing. Like it's an MLM industry wide problem. There is a competitive aspect, there's a competitive nature, and all of the teams of course will be like, no, we're a team, like we don't fight each other, we don't compete with each other. Yeah, you do. You don't have to sit here and lie about it, we know that you do. But that doesn't give you the right to control your customers and who they can and can't shop with. That should be up to the customer.
So
Would you know? I mean,
it's happened. So I
Sure,
mean,
it's
if we're
gonna
going to go
happen.
off on that, I mean, I didn't think that we were going into all that. All I want to do is just clear my name and quit talking about me. And I haven't said anything about you guys, your name. I won't say another word about it.
Wait, so she's just like, oh, I haven't said your guys' name, so like I'm in the clear basically. But then she was just going off on Gina for, I guess, making a post referencing drug charges, which Stephanie has admitted that she has. But Gina also didn't mention her name, so it's like, okay, so it's okay for you to make posts about other people without using their name, but if they do that to you, then it's bad and then it's bullying. It's like the victim mentality is so frustrating with her.
But I do have all the screenshots. And for certain people to come on here and lie and say that they didn't reach out to me and they didn't say mean things to me, I have the proof.
we did.
You may listen.
Okay,
I
okay,
have the screenshots the way that you talk to me here.
Okay,
Okay,
wait.
you talk to me
No, you're
really
talking
bad.
about lives. You just said that you had people on your lives.
No, I'm talking all of this. The messages, the comments, the lives. I've got the screenshots and the
I have them
recordings.
too,
of
baby.
all of the things,
I've got them too,
of all
baby.
of the things.
So
you know?
let me just say this. Let me say this. And you know, we've discussed this before. We cannot help what other people do or say.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your people, I can't help what they do if
No,
they
but
come
they
into
knew.
my
They
lives.
knew who it was. They knew who it was because you told them what was going on and the name. My people don't even know who you are.
Oh, yes, they do, honey. They do. They like my stuff all the time, and they're in my lives, and they're asking things.
Stephanie, again, is using her follower count to be like, people know who I am. They don't give a shit about you because I have more followers. That's what I'm getting from that statement. The way she's just so smugly looking at Casey. Yeah, okay, we all know Stephanie has more followers than you. That does not make her any more important than anyone else. And she's really acting like, you know, that follower number is what's determining our worth as people. And it's like, dude, that's fucked up. I know she didn't say that, but she certainly is implying it, in my opinion.
Yes.
Really?
So, just let me tell you, your people, they do. They know who
is
we
it?
are.
Who is it then? Who is it? Do you know who they are?
I've got screenshots. Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
send them to me? I'd
They all
like to
have their
see
little
them.
chicken littles
No,
out
I
there.
will not send those to you. I will not. But I've got them, and they got little chicken littles with them.
Yeah,
What
they
does
sure
that
do.
mean?
Yes, they do. So that's where I'm saying we have no control over people. Okay, but you're looking.
I've dealt with it every day. Listen, I want to tell you this. Yesterday and today is the only 2 days that I have not heard something from this mess since it started.
Okay, then why are you here? Just like let it go. Who cares?
Since it started, it's been
You have
every
not
day.
heard from me. When was the last
Every
time you heard
day.
from me?
It's been, yeah.
Now, whoever this Mar person is, they're being toxic in the chat. They say, create a fake account and blast it all over God's green earth. Which, I don't, maybe they're just saying that to poke fun at Stephanie for being like, y'all are creating fake accounts, blah, 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 when they haven't, I guess.
Well, it may not be. It may not be you, but it's people that are attached to you and dealing with you. I have
So
dealt
you're
with
telling
every
me
day.
that my watchers, I can't help what you don't think your watchers do things?
Okay.
They obviously do. We have proof of it in DC's comment section at the very least. She can't sit here and be like, my followers don't do that. Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah, they do.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
think
I
your
don't
watchers
believe
do
it. No,
things?
you'd have to show me.
Now, you know why?
to
Because you
show me.
preach the Lord to them.
I do, sure do.
Do I know? Well, you need to
sure
to
do.
be sure and preach tonight to yourself, and
Oh,
you
I
need
sure
to pray
will.
tonight for yourself, because what you do is like a
Casey,
narcissistic.
I'm gonna tell you what. You're getting yourself. You're
getting yourself in bigger trouble than what you think.
Okay,
You've
what?
met your match. You've met your match.
You've met your match too. Good luck. That's what I'm gonna say. Try to get moved off my team because it won't happen. So good luck, and I'm gonna leave you at
Hey,
that.
if you don't like me, move me off your team.
I'm not allowing you to move. You'll have to quit. So good luck
I
on
won't
that.
quit, baby. I won't quit.
Well, good,
And you
'cause I'll
can
make that
take
money
your
from
team.
you.
Thanks for that money in your pocket.
Good, I'll make
You are a
4%
low
from you.
life. You're pretty low life.
Yeah,
Do that.
sure.
Yeah. Oh God,
Sure.
don't you look so pretty?
Sure.
That is so frustrating because when she was in DC's chat, her and Amber were defending themselves, being like, no, I don't make any money from my downline. Like, I maybe make like $100 a month or something. Like, no, you fucking don't. Especially because Stephanie just said she has, I think she said over 300 people. I'm assuming that's the size of her downline, which isn't the biggest in the whole world, but, you know, it's a significant size team. If she's making 4% off of even just, like, some of those people, and that includes what they sell and what they buy for themselves, and we all know that these MLM distributors do buy plenty of product because you have to be a product of the product. She is using her power just to be a bitch. Seriously. She's just like, nope, you can quit. If you don't like me as your upline, you can quit. I don't know if this lady did quit. Yeah, so apparently Casey Anderson now, she's in an MLM called Celeste? Never heard of it before. The picture on the left was when I was with my last company, and one on the right is Celeste Skincare and Makeup. What you think? First of all, the one on the right, the then and now, the now has a filter and it is heavily airbrushed. Gross. What a gross human. Like, all of these people are just so pathetic. They're all pathetic, dude. I don't give a shit. What's Gina doing? Oh, she's with Celeste too. Oh my god. So Stephanie was all like, trying to be like, I'm gonna make money off of you guys unless you quit. And they're like, bet. And they both joined whatever the fuck Celeste is. Wow. Stephanie gave them no choice. And it seems like farmasi didn't, you know, assist them in this. Like, if you have an upline who is treating you like this and being like, nope, you get no access to me, I'm blocking you on everything, and I'm not gonna remove you from my team because I want to still keep making money off of you. It's like, I get, you really tied their hands there. Great job, Stephanie. I hope you got what you wanted, because I was seeing that Casey already won a trip with Celeste, so she seems to be doing fine, I guess. It is just so dirty and nasty what Stephanie's doing here, especially just the audacity of her and Amber both trying to be like, oh no, like, I would still make 6 figures without my team. Like, I still make all this money just by selling the product. They really tried to play this up, being like, nope, I don't need my team. I don't even make money off my team. I hardly make anything off my team. But meanwhile, she's like here like, nope, unless you quit, I'm gonna keep making money off of you. It's like, you are such a fake. You're a fucking fraud, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Seriously, Stephanie, like, seek help. I really hope you're seeking help, because this is just dirty. Just gross.
Go drink you another, Casey.
Honey, I ain't had nothing to drink.
Not yet. Not
I don't
yet.
know what you
Not
call
yet.
it.
You want to call out things? I can call it out.
I can call it out to you, meth head.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. You can call me
Okay.
meth head. Okay.
Yes, you were.
This needs
You
to
were.
stop.
I was.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
You
sure
kept your
was.
mouth shut.
Sure was. Sure
it-
was. I
it-
fell off my rocker for 3 years. Sure
Now
did.
you're
I went to
you're off your
jail.
rocker.
Sure did. I went jail. I did jail time. Sure did. I have not hid not
All right, guys, that's it. That was the leaked video of the argument, so we all have that context now. Obviously, we still don't have all of the context from everything that happened, but we do still have a few things to cover, so I don't know. Obviously, let me know what you think. This is just further proof that Stephanie loves to play the victim and wants everyone to think everyone's against Stephanie. Poor Stephanie. That's what she wants. What I'm seeing here is that Stephanie is the arbiter of chaos in any situation she finds herself in. I think my camera's probably charged enough, so I'm gonna switch again. Sorry for all the back and forth. I'm a professional. Okay, that's better. Let's go through the Amber Cancer situation. So, what started this entire thing is that DC went live because she found those original videos of Stephanie. Stephanie and Amber and some of their team members showed up in DC's comments to talk shit and tried to bully DC into taking the video down and just being condescending and disgusting to her. And then Stephanie went live right after she had that commenting spree, and DC went live to react to that live. And wouldn't you know it, Amber and Stephanie both showed up in that chat. This situation happened because we have Amber here leaving comments in DC's chat, and she said, this is the comment that set me off while I was in the chat in DC's chat. It set a lot of other people off as well. Amber said, people need this opportunity, referring to Farmasi, the multi-level marketing company. This has built my confidence so much. I'm so much more positive thinking and not so depressed. My son had cancer and this saved me not going crazy. Yeah, she said that. I did take screenshots of the chat reacting to this. As you can see at the top of this screenshot, Amber's comment is there. Oh, here's a comment from Stephanie on that same live just a few moments after Amber's cancer comment. But this just shows, like, yeah, Stephanie was in the chat basically being like, I don't need my team. I don't make money off my team, basically. She said, I do make 6 figures a year or more on my own sales without one single teammate. But I get what y'all are doing. I love the company I'm currently in. So then Amber comes back after that cancer comment, says, I will be so honest with you because have nothing to hide. A couple comments down, we have Broken Waffles, Joan. She said, Amber, please do not bring your son into this, which, yes, thank you. Amber goes on to say, he is cancer free. He is 15 and went through 9 months of chemo. Obviously, that breaks my heart. I don't know how I would cope in that situation. I understand that people cope differently, but like, this is not the place to be talking about your son's cancer. You're in a YouTube comment section of people trying to hold Stephanie accountable. No one was talking about Amber, but here's Amber defending her cash cow. Jessica, Auntie Lushy, says, you realize how inappropriate it is to use your child's cancer in your MLM pitch. Surely. Call it out. Call it like you see it, dude. And then right after that is when I chimed in. I said, that's great, Amber, but let's not use your child's cancer to sell your MLM opportunity, for fuck's sake. It's gross. Which it is. No matter which way you slice it, they were in here trying to defend Farmasi, and she used her child's cancer to be like, this opportunity saved me from being depressed when my son had cancer. The fuck it did. It's sickening to me. Stephanie then chimes in and says, my income actually did help Amber and her son for almost a year when she couldn't work. It's a real thing. Okay, cool. Now, when you say my income, do you mean like your sales? Because, you know, she's your upline, so she makes a percentage off of whatever you sell and buy? Is that what you're saying? Like, all my hard work really helped Amber too, while her son was sick, you know, her poor son who had cancer. And it's like, why are we talking about this? It feels so inappropriate. Stephanie also says, I'm so sorry that's happened to anyone. I think she's referring to the idea that like people would use someone's cancer to sell the MLM opportunity. I don't know. Broken Waffles, Joan, says, Amber, that's good, but it doesn't negate the point. Happy you're making money and that your kid is well, but you are still part of a business model that, according to the FTC, fucks people over, which true. Amber says, it was the worst experience of my life, and thank you. He's my only son. Again, parent to parent, I feel for you. I'm sure that was very scary and very stressful time of your life. Like, I feel for her in that way, but I really, really get heated at the idea that, well, now that my son's cancer free, I can just use it to talk about how much I love Farmasi. It's like, that's gross. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. It's exploitative. It's sickening. I think in response to my comment, because I used the word pitch, right? Oh, I said to sell your MLM opportunity, whatever. She said, I never pitched that. Yet here she is in the chat fucking doing it. And then Amber also says, that's foul. It is anyone, if anyone does, is what she meant. Amber said, do people do that? Use their child's sickness to recruit? Yeah, they do. all the fucking time. And so people in the chat started telling her, yes, Amber, unfortunately, we see it a lot. And Amber said, that's an awful person then. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Obviously, you're in an anti-MLM video, so you're not going to recruit any of us, but your intention of being here is to defend pharmacy and defend your downline. You're here to defend people, and you're going to bring up your son's cancer. Like, and it's not even involving her, it's involving Stephanie. Like, why are you even here? I said, yes, Amber, all the time. You basically just did it. Becca Na said, yes, bringing up while pitching an opportunity, even without knowing it, is appealing to emotion and bringing people in. Yes, bingo. In response to, I believe, me, said, no, who am I recruiting in an anti-MLM group? LOL, you are funny. Cal brings up a good point. Cal the coder, he says, Amber, we've literally seen top leaders even say things like, my pregnancies are my best recruitment tool. There are a lot of people who get twisted by their want to grow their downline. Yes, we see that a lot as well. Broken Waffles says, Amber, yes, you just weaved in your son's illness to prove your point. I will say it again. So glad he's cancer free, but why bring it up? Exactly, there was no reason for it. Cassosity says you're doing it even if you don't realize it. Amber said, it's still fresh, that's why. That's still not an excuse. I mean, I understand that it was a traumatic, thing that you still have feelings about, but it is irrelevant to the reason why you're here. Amber said, I'm sorry, it's the first thing that popped into my head, but to me, I'm seeing that as like, this is something she's used to doing. She's used to bringing this up in conversations, especially when it comes to defending herself. And then I said, you're not trying to recruit us, obviously, but you're here defending your MLM opportunity, and you used your son's illness to do it. You did that. Take responsibility. Holy hell. And then she said, I'm leaving. Why be rude? Sorry, I just got heated. Like, I don't appreciate people using their children, even when they're not sick, using your child to defend an MLM, to promote the opportunity, whatever it is you're doing, bringing your kids into it at all, even if they're 100% entirely healthy. I think that's a fucked up thing to do. My dogs are barking. Sorry. I got triggered and I was not very nice to her in the chat. But in my opinion, she deserved it. What the hell is this? My 15-year-old has cancer. Makeup transformation to help my son who has cancer. His wish is to go to Disneyland. Would you consider this possibly being using your son's cancer to, at the very least, make a TikTok video where you're putting your makeup on, and that's makeup that you sell? I mean, at least she didn't tag farmasi or anything, but I'm still looking.
If I hear another makeup tutorial instruction again that is super boring, I'm gonna pull my hair out. At first, that's what this was. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give you my son's update. My son turned...
You know what? No, already she is showing a bunch of farmasi products with a story time talking about her son's cancer. It's one thing to talk about, your struggles and your trauma, I guess, on the internet while you're doing your makeup. That's one thing. That's not what she's doing here. She's doing her makeup, showing all the products that she is using. The description says, cancer sucks, hashtag update, hashtag cancer, hashtag makeup tutorial, hashtag story time, and then says more info pointing down. This also says it's eligible for commission. As far as I'm concerned, and I know you guys will let me know, you'll be like, Savannah, you're grasping at straws, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I am, and I will fully admit that maybe I'm looking into this a little too deep, but in my opinion, if you're going to talk about your son's cancer update just for the sake of informing people, you shouldn't be showing, look, here's my farmasi foundation, here's my farmasi BB cream, here's my farmasi eyebrow pencil, here's my farmasi lipstick. Like, it's very clear to me what you're doing. Meanwhile, she was in those comments being like, oh, I never do that. No, I would never use my son's cancer to promote my MLM. This seems like that's what you're doing. That's just in my opinion, but let's watch this whole thing.
Turned 15 today. He has cancer. I don't even like saying that. He has sarcoma, Ewig. He got diagnosed January 2nd. We are lucky. It is localized on his thumb, which is super rare. It took about 9 months to figure out what this was, but I do have other videos. I'll try to put one in here so you can see a more descriptive about it. So this is pretty much an update. So, Hunter had to get his thumb amputated. Now, not all of his thumb, a little bit below his knuckle. At first, they wanted to save his thumb, and he went into surgery. That was the whole deal, and we thought everything was good, but then turns out the cancer was still there, so they had to get rid of the thumb. So 1 week later, from having his first procedure, we had to go back for the second procedure, and now that's what it is. He's 15 years old, and he is handling this like a champ. I am so proud of him. I have drilled into his head about my addiction with painkillers so much that I can't get this kid to take a Tylenol. So it kind of backfired. When I was growing up, nobody said anything to me about this stuff, so I decided I was going to educate my son, and it backfired. So where is there a happy medium? I don't know. After this kid gets like his thumb chopped off, he takes liquid Tylenol. The day after, that's it. So his courage, I don't know, is outstanding. I'm so impressed with this kid. I don't even know what to say. Now we are waiting for test results to come back. It'll take a little bit longer than the last one. The last one took about 5 days. This one's gonna be a little bit longer because of the bone something. He is allowing the doctor to use his mass tumor as like a case study to figure out why this starts, because there is no rhyme or reason to this whole cancer. Cells just explode. That's what it is. Nothing I did wrong, nothing his dad did wrong, and it's unfortunate because you always think this is never going to happen to me, and here we are. So we still have to go through chemo until September. Everybody wonders, well, if they cut it off, why do you have to go forward? They described it as a piece of cake. Okay, you cut off a piece of cake, you got this big old piece, you think you got it all, but there's little crumbs that could drop. And that's the same case here, so we're not done till September. But we're going to get through this. There's no other option at all. They wanted to start right back up on chemo. So the journey still continues. So if you would like to hear what's going on, please continue watching. And I do have like a whole folder over here of updates and all the things. Thank you so much for watching. Much love to you. Appreciated.
That does give me a little bit of icky feelings.
My 14-year-old son has cancer. Here is his updates. I'm very blessed that I get to work from home. I've always worked from home for the past 7 years. Very blessed to be able to work from anywhere. I couldn't imagine anybody out there going through this and having to do this full-time job, and you for 9 months, what would I have done? What would I have done? I would have to quit. Whew. But if you want to see any more info or follow along the journey, please follow me. Also, I do have that folder with more of the content about him.
Oh, she never uses her son's cancer to promote her MLM. All right. I mean, honestly, I've seen all I need to see at this point from her. Obviously, I cut a lot of this out, but I have been scrolling because I know there was no way that she'd be able to help herself. I knew there was a video in here somewhere, and there it fucking is. I can't imagine what I would do if I didn't have this amazing opportunity. Working a full-time job, there's no way I'd be able to do this. Shut up. I know she didn't say pharmacy and join my team, but she's literally saying like, I'm so blessed to work from home because my kid got cancer and now I'm able to go to all of his doctor's appointments and stuff. It's like, I find this sickening. Anyway, we can move on from the Amber cancer shit. I have a video clip of Steph accusing DC of bullying her.
This has nothing to do with that. This has something to do with me. And I'm just tired of the cyberbullying me. I'm tired of it, man. I'm really.
No, I didn't take clips from a live. I downloaded clips. If I had the entire live, I would have played the entire live. You don't know that because this is my first chance encountering you. I don't like clipping people. The story, the interest, the what the heck's going on happened because of the clips. And then we got more context from the live stream that we reacted to towards the end after we saw the clips. We understood, we heard about the bullying. We didn't know what happened with that. It was an insight. It was a repetition of things that we see in other multi-level marketing companies. We see it a lot. That doesn't mean what happened to you is right. It doesn't. Bullying is wrong. It absolutely is wrong, and we said that on the live. That doesn't mean that I agree with everything that you do. It doesn't mean that I agree with the company you're in, even though you say that you only sell.
Right, and that's interesting. You hear DC up here being like, you say you only sell the products. Meanwhile, now that we have the full context from that live stream where they're all fighting each other, she clearly doesn't. She said she has 300 people on her team at least. So it's like, you only sell? Really? How'd you get 300 people on your team? She recruited more than that because we know she gave a person to Casey. But no, she just makes her money from selling. Oh my god. She's just such a liar. I left a comment and I said, none of this is bullying. DC played the clips she found and reacted to them. It was your behavior, Stephanie, that is the problem. Your reaction to being bullied was unhinged. And now, of course, we know, like, I personally would not consider anything that we've seen so far bullying. But Stephanie seems to think it is. Also, what I find interesting is that in the chat here, she's like, who sent you clips to start this? I think Stephanie is delusionally thinking that there's no way that, like, someone just stumbled upon these clips and decided to make a video. Someone must have sent them to DC. One of those girls who wants to get me back, who wants to bring me down. Like, one of them sent them over to her because they knew that an anti-mlmer was gonna take this stuff and run with it. And it's like, no, she found it on Reddit. DC found these clips on Reddit. Someone else posted them. Nobody sent them to her. She found them on the internet. But Stephanie's out here like, oh yeah, who did this? Who did this? Why is this happening to me? Who did this? First of all, you did this shit to yourself. I don't fucking know. Like, but I'm glad I put bullied in quotation marks in my comment because, like, yeah, as far as I know, I've never seen anyone bullying her. We know that there was a message that was sent from Casey's family member that Casey said you shouldn't have done that. That's all I've seen as far as people maliciously targeting and like harassing her and bullying her. She also says in the chat here a few minutes later, why did you choose me? I'm sure that if there was another rep out there running around acting a fool like you were, Stephanie, DC would have reacted to that too. She didn't choose you. She didn't target you. But unfortunately, these videos surfaced and they got a lot of attention because we don't see this kind of behavior very often. If you're going to exhibit said behavior, something that can be compared to that of a car crash that we all can't look away from, if you hadn't been behaving this way, no one would be talking about you. It's your behavior. Why did you choose me? Because you're the one who's on here being cray-cray. Like, that's just what it all comes down to. But she's such a victim that she really, truly thinks that people were out here just sending her shit everywhere and trying to get people to talk about her. No, it was your behavior that got you put on Reddit, and then you found your way to anti-mlm because that's what our movement does. Like, we find reps behaving badly and we talk about it. But no, why'd you choose me? Because of your behavior, because of you. She can't even take responsibility for herself. It's just insane.
Who sent you the clips to clip me? Why didn't I go for someone else? I saw your dysregulation and how you were carrying out your business on your business TikTok.
Thank you.
And then I watched some of your other stuff. Then I listened to your logical fallacies on the clip after you went live, and I said, this someone is someone who has influence over a lot of people. The logical fallacies are concerning to me when it comes to influencing people to join your team or to come buy from you. The clips were from Reddit.
She also says in the comments, I've never saw anything like this before. And I just find it so odd for any MLM distributor to be like, I didn't know there was an anti-MLM movement. Because to me, I feel like that's kind of part of all of it is they all go off and talk about the haters. You're going to be judged. Like, you do you. Reach for the stars. Forget about the haters. Like, that kind of stuff. They're always saying that. So obviously, you know there are haters. I mean, for goodness sake, the anti-MLM subreddit has like hundreds of thousands of members, if not like getting close to 1 million. I think last I checked it was over 800,000. People don't like MLMs, period. 842,000 members, yeah, of the anti-MLM subreddit. 800,000 people. But, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, either you're not paying attention or you're trying to play the victim, being like, I didn't even know I was getting into this. I didn't know that the people were gonna talk about me when I go on TikTok live and yell at people. It's like, dude, I don't really have to show you much else else from this situation, but at this point, as you can see from the chat, Stephanie is all like, all right, fine, bye. As people in the chat are trying to explain it to her, and DC is live streaming trying to explain it to her, why she was chosen. But Stephanie said, have a good night, out of here. So anyway, that's that situation. DC did do another live talking about Stephanie, another one of her lives, and of course Stephanie was there as well. I don't remember if Amber showed up in that one or not. She probably did. But the one last thing I want to show you before we end this video is, if you recall, in my last video about her, I didn't react to the whole live of her doing her makeup. There were actually 2 lives. It was a 2-part thing. Now, I didn't even watch this part, but I did watch DC watching this, and there is a moment where someone comes into the chat, leaves a comment that is a little accusatory, but Stephanie goes off. Stephanie gets pissed, and she goes on for like 10 minutes just berating this person. So just as a final fuck you to Stephanie for being just a nasty person, let's observe her behavior.
Why don't you answer my messages? I guess you are RECIS, huh? So if I will wait looking like you, would you answer me back? Okay, for one, Mariah.
So this is the comment. I went into the live stream and the comment's still up. Like, Ahmad didn't delete it, Stephanie didn't delete it, but this woman, Maria, went into Stephanie's live stream and she said, ¿Qué pasó? Meaning what happened, or what's going on, I guess, in Spanish. She said, why don't you answer my messages? I guess you are racist, huh? So if I will wait looking like you, would you answer me back? Yes? I don't know. Obviously the grammar is questionable, but her name is Maria, spelt like Maria. Stephanie calls her Mariah, but she's about to really go off. Now, obviously, yeah, Maria called her racist or accused her of being racist. Was it a nice thing to say? No. Was it a valid thing to say? In this situation, probably not. I mean, maybe I'm giving Stephanie too much of the benefit of the doubt, but I'm sure she isn't selecting people to respond to based on their skin color, although I could be wrong. I don't fucking know. But let's hear her go off. And you know what? I'm gonna speed this up because she goes off about this for a long time.
I don't know what in the world you're talking about, honey, at all. But obviously, you need to go check your mind somewhere because you've lost it. Okay? You've lost it. Go back to your MLM hating group. Okay? And just leave this live.
She immediately is like, oh, you must be an anti-MLMer. If you're calling me racist, you must be an anti-MLMer. It's like, what gives you that idea? I mean, really though, like, you are a public figure with 100,000 followers, and you're gonna act surprised when someone comes up and says something stupid like that? Like, how long has this girl had a following and she doesn't understand? Like, she is apparently new to the whole world of anti-MLM and didn't know it existed until now. So now she's just like, oh, well, all my haters just hate MLM. It has nothing to do with me. It's just shifting the blame. Like, now it feels like her scapegoat is the anti-MLM movement. And anytime anyone says anything bad about her from now on, she's probably just going to be like, oh, they just hate MLMs. It's like, no responsibility for yourself.
Because I try to respond to everyone. That's the very first comment that you've left, and I think you already know that. I think you're doing this to try to trigger me, to try to get me off of what I'm doing. And you're doing a really good job. You're wasting my time and you're very irrelevant in my book. So just for that, I won't answer another thing that you put in the chat. So I don't care what you got to do. Do what you got to do, honey. Call it however you want to call it. Say whatever you want to say. My sister's black, so I don't know what you mean by that, you know?
It's giving, I can't be racist. I have a black friend. My sister's black, so I'm not racist. That argument does not track. It has never worked, okay?
So go check yourself.
That laugh.
Go check your mind because you've lost it. It's left on the road somewhere. Y'all see that? Oh, now you're resorting to calling me names. You're calling me the B word, and you're saying I'm effing RACI. All you do is answer white people back, and you effing Trump loving a cow. Wow.
Okay, so she also is streaming to Facebook and TikTok at this time. TikTok doesn't save the replays and like comments and stuff. When I was on her Facebook, I didn't see this comment, so it might have been left on TikTok, and maybe that's why I couldn't see it, or maybe that particular one was deleted. But she's saying that someone is calling her out for being a Trump lover, which, are we surprised? Hello? Of course she's a Trump lover, dude. And that is absolutely worthy of criticism in my opinion, but anyway.
Wow, where'd you get that mouth from? Girl, you need to go wash your mouth out with soap. You should be ashamed of yourself. How old are you, 5? Are you 5 years old? Talking like that, or 10? Go back to your little MLM haters.
I don't know of any 5-year-old who calls people bitches and fucking Trump lovers or whatever it was that she said. Like, what are you, 5? What 5-year-old do you know who talks to people like that?
You're black and answer all the time? Right. Color has nothing to do with Yeah. with anything, with anything that I'm doing. I mean, of course, we have different shades and stuff like what I'm using right now, but that's nothing. That's the very first comment that you left, and I think you know that. You're just trying to get me to tell you how I really feel about you. And I don't even know you, but like I said, go get your brain somewhere because you've lost it. You've lost your mind on the road. So you know what? Take your hand and just scroll. Because by the looks of it, I don't know what you're trying to do in your bathroom mirror. It looks like you're pregnant. You're pregnant. It looks like by that picture that your bathroom selfie you took.
Do you guys want to see that picture? Because I have it. This is it. This is that woman's profile picture. You're gonna look at that and be like, you look pregnant. First of all, fucking rude. And she would come back and be like, oh, well, she started it. Like, she's the one who left mean comments first. So, of course, I said that she looked pregnant. And it's like, first of all, she doesn't. Not to defend this woman. I don't know who the hell she is. But this is her profile picture. It's just a bathroom selfie. Not the most flattering bathroom selfie. There's like paper towels falling to the floor and scuffs all over the wall and shit. But you know what? She looks fine. She looks normal. She doesn't look pregnant. Stephanie, I believe, said that shit to trigger her, to make her be like, wow, oh, if you're not pregnant, you must just be fat. Like, essentially, that's what I'm getting from that comment. But even if somebody was obviously pregnant, generally it's a good rule of thumb to not ask people, because sometimes they're not. If you don't know someone and you don't know if they're pregnant, asking them like, when are you due? When's the baby coming? Like, that's rude. Regardless of, even if you think that they look super pregnant, because you never know. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that picture. Just the audacity of Stephanie to be like, wow, you don't like me? Time to make some fat jokes and stuff. It's just so fucking rude for Stephanie to say that. Regardless of who started it, you know? It's just rude.
But I look like a cow. Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay, I understand. I understand. You must feel real low about yourself. I get it.
Okay, again, I didn't see the comment that she said you look like a cow. I don't know why anyone would say she looks like a cow, because Stephanie is like objectively skinny. And usually when you call someone a cow, you're referring to their weight. And the fact that she just brought that back up, being like, you're pregnant, but you also say I look like a cow, like, please. Like, it's very clear what she was trying to do with these comments here.
I'll pray for you, honey. I'll give you my word.
So
I will.
condescending.
Continue, keep talking. It's okay. I'm not blocking you. It's comical at this point. It's comical. I really thought you were a sweet woman, but I was wrong about you. Okay. Okay, then why are you here? Why are you here? Because you've never messaged me. You've never commented on anything. You're getting the attention that you wanted. This is what you wanted, didn't you? Ain't it? You want to come on camera? You want me to bring you on camera? With that mouth? You want to come on camera? Show me how it's done? Tell me what I need to do.
Oh my god. She's insufferable. What a terrible person.
I try. I literally, listen, I try. I really do try to respond to everybody. I want the Midnight Touch set. Yes, ma'am, Suzanne. I do. Is there comments that I missed? Absolutely. Absolutely. But let me tell you something about me versus a lot of others that I have seen. If you're not throwing them a gift, if you're not part of their team, meaning TikTok team, and even with, if you ain't throwing them gifts, they're not going to even say hi to you. Hey, baby. Hey, honey. Hey, sexy. Oh, yes. Listen, don't get me started on that, because I do try to speak to everybody if I can. Hey, Ernestine. Right, Corey, right, exactly. We just ignoring her because she's miserable. She's a miserable human being.
You're not ignoring her.
Did not say it. And I'm going to say this. Yeah, because they're not even following me too. So, as Christians, yeah. I know. I'm supposed to turn the other cheek. Oh, I know. I'm supposed to let somebody just do whatever. I'm supposed to just ignore them. I'm not supposed to ever defend myself. That's when they throw that. Somebody that didn't even follow me. I'm going to get to where I'm not even going to respond to those.
You should be at that point. Like, the reason people keep poking the bear is because they know that you'll respond in this way. And it's, like I was saying in the last video, like, it's just so much better to just not get into it with these people. But she does. She feeds into it so hard. And that's why you get the attention you get when you behave badly. All of it comes down to her. It really does.
I'm not even angry. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. It just shows what kind of people are. Yeah, let's just ignore her, because that's not good, you know? I know that you guys are just trying to take up for me and stuff, but honestly, it's just not good to do it. It's not good to bully. I know that she's in the wrong. I realize that. I do.
You're both in the wrong, though. Like, she's in the wrong for, in my opinion, probably not having a good justifiable reason to call her a racist in this moment. But Stephanie's in the wrong, too, for how she reacts. I obviously have her sped up, but she went on talking about this for about 10 minutes. She's still going. I think there's still another minute or so, but whatever. We don't have to keep watching the rest of it. She doesn't call her any ad hominem anymore, from what I remember. But yeah, I mean, this is just how it's gonna go from now on, Stephanie. If you're going to behave badly, you've got a lot of eyes on you who are going to report on it. So you better wise up, dude. Get your act together, be a better person, and then we won't have anything to talk about. Anyway, guys, we're gonna end it here. I think we've had enough. And I've been filming for way too long. My dogs are barking again. I apologize. But before we get going, though, I've got some people to thank. So first of all, thank you, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, go to factor75.com. Use the code 50 Savannah Marie to get 50% off of your first box. Or there's a link down below you can click to get that 50% off. You're gonna love Factor. I love Factor, and I'm looking forward to working with them again. And I also want to thank my patrons and my members, guys. The list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, and sometimes even more than that. Since I've been uploading more, I have been able to give early access to a few videos recently that I haven't been able to do that for a while because of sponsors and stuff. But since I want to get back to a more regular upload schedule, I'd say there's a higher chance of me giving early access to videos sometimes, and sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/Savannah Marie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Whatever platform you want to join on works for me if it works for you. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Kessie Drew, KJ Barnes, Leanne, Marie Silver, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Maddie Darley, Ray, Kelsey Nicole, Cassosities, LaSalle Story, AJC, Fuffy Duckbutt 24 Elaine, Ferd Turgeson Esquire, Love to Be Evil, Just Mark, Baby Pink Pearl, Alice Wagner, Fallon Harris, Jessica Billhart, and Emion. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, I just appreciate you being here at the end of the video. Again, this is probably a long one, so if you made it here, I just deeply appreciate you, because that helps YouTube know that you like this content and it helps push it out to more people. So yeah, with that, guys, I think we're done here. I'll catch you all later. Bye.